Oh, me and Margot Magic went live at the exact same time. That's crazy. Margot Magic. Margot Magic is a fantastic streamer. You guys should check out Margot Magic. And to post. Okay. We posted. Happy Thursday, everybody. How's it going? I hope your week is trucking along at the pace at which you want it to truck along. And I am on the other side of a cold. So, like, Monday night we had the podcast, right? Tuesday we were off, and I felt like ass and a half. And then Wednesday I felt like half an ass. So I was getting better. And so I was really going to try. We were going to stream that night. We were going to do the group stream. And I was feeling bad enough that the group stream would have been okay because I wouldn't have had to talk very much. Like, I could have gone through that. I still probably would have talked a lot, like I know me. But I wouldn't have had to talk, so I could divert to other people if need be. And then some stuff came up, so the group couldn't all be there. And so I thought, okay, I'll stream by myself. Last time we have like all night to do it, and it would have been a great time to do it, but I still felt like enough ass that running a solo stream was going to prove, I thought it might be a little difficult. I was still coughing and stuff. So you could probably still hear that I still have a touch of whatever it was, but that's okay. We have enough. We have, I think, enough better. So, we're here. We're here today. Today is a game that I had honestly not heard of until Master Charles came in and said, I need someone to play this game. It was, I can't remember. It was in his Discord, Siz's Noodle Discord, or possibly mine. But I wanted to do it. Master Charles makes good suggestions. So, I guess except that he suggested Echo the Dolphin for Saturday Morning Retro. Okay, I'd forgotten about that, and I'm a little bit skeptical. But if you guys want to check out, Master Charles is a Twitch streamer. And so if you guys are watching on VOD and you want to hit up Master Charles, that's his twitch.tv/Master Charles with a Z. And let him know how you feel about the game that we're about to play today. So the game that we are about to play today is called West of Dead. And I know so very little about it, except that it is somewhat of a roguelike. Or I guess procedurally generated, maybe a better word. It is a twin-stick shooter with a cover mechanic. It has a Ghost Rider-looking kind of character, like, not Ghost Rider like the little bouncing dot from KERA 13, like the PBS show, but Ghost Rider as in like the Marvel character. A Ghost Rider-looking character. And I believe Ron Perlman is in the game, and that is the extent of everything I know about West of Dead. So, some little housekeeping stuff that I'll keep you guys apprised of. We're not going to have a Saturday Morning Retro this Saturday. We are going to have the Friday stream tomorrow, which is Devil May Cry 5. My mom is getting married this weekend, so we're busy this weekend. And honestly, we're busy sort of through the rest of the year. But my goal really at this point is to finish I would love to finish Blair Witch, Man of Medan, and Devil May Cry 5 before the end of the year. That may be a little tough, because in January, we have Star Wars month. So, there will be a little bit of a... If there's something that we don't finish by the end of the year, we'll get back into it in February. Also, 2020 is going to be a lot more stable in terms of our schedule, and I'm playing with a couple of ideas, which I guess let me bounce some ideas around cast and crew before I fill you guys in on that. However, one thing that we are doing, which I'm very excited about, is starting in January, which I guess is going to go against the Star Wars theme, but starting in January, we are going to launch a new series that we are tacking on to the end of our podcast called Gutter Games, and it is something that we've been kind of wanting to do for a while, and we're just going to play crap. Like, we're going to play either games that either are or are reportedly or expected to be awful, just absolute trash. So what we'll do is we'll do the podcast like normal. We will reconvene a couple moments later, and whoever sticks around from the podcast, the crew, will hang out, and we will play some sort of garbage gutter game. And it could be anything from the copy of Duck Dynasty that I picked up at a gas station in Louisiana, to Sonic 2006, and anything in between. Anything that is just either broken or just bad. So that's the plan. That's some stuff coming up. The music that you're listening to right now is from Twitch streamer SoftShock, and you can find his SoundCloud at music.gutterns.com. That will take you straight there. And Softy does really, really good stuff. There's a lot in his SoundCloud too, and it's all super solid, and all of the music that you hear in the background and during the BRB screens is all from SoftShock. And SoftShock also made us a custom song for Saturday Morning Retro, which I really, really, really want to share with you guys. But I have to make an intro for Saturday Morning Retro first, so that's why we're waiting on that. So I think I've wasted enough time. I think we can get into the game. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, this is West of Dead. I'm so glad that they're all about unity. We need it. We need that. It's a time of unity. A time where we need unity. West of Dead is still in development, motherfuckers, which means that some parts of this version of the game, including Xbox Live features, may not function. No, it's not West. That's Louisiana. I guess I could bring in old Al Swearingen. West of Dead. That's pretty close. It's not bad. We'll press A to start, because I wish to start. Welcome to West of Dead. New run. Join our Discord. Ooh. So there will be Xbox Live features of some kind. It could be anything from leaderboards to... The game also might crash, and some content and features may differ in the final version. Customer support from Raw, Fury, and Microsoft might not be available during this beta. Good luck, kiddos. Number of shadow sources. Interesting. Full screen is on. Oh, I see. That would be a thing that you can only tweak in the PC version. And the audio is all set, I believe. If you guys have any complaints in the sound department, let me know. Okay, I think we've got it set really well. These are, I guess, just do a new run. Welcome. You found yourself west of dead.
No one remembers dying. That's a mercy. Me? I can only remember one thing.
That I played Hellboy once. The Crypt. Oh, there's a little directional arrow indicating where I'm looking, just in case I can't look at my own character. This is a good way to ease the path to hell. Bottle of whiskey. And maybe some cards. Oh, the camera is a little... I see. There's somewhat of a cinematic camera. It's probably going to take some getting used to. Oh. I can dive. Dup, dick, dup, dive, and dodge. Say dick. Alright. Speak to me, Mr. Swearingen. Oh there. Welcome to Purgatory, friend. You headed east or west? Ah, so not 100. I don't recall. Purgatory? Oh, I'm sure you remember something. A preacher. He was laughing. Well, were you doing stand-up? That could explain it. You know where I can find him? Look, I can't do Ron Perlman. He's trouble. You stay away from him or you're grounded. Not a soul been able to pass east or west since he arrived. Oh, I can see you're a man on a mission. How about that drink, bartender? Anytime you pass through, drop in for a drink. Yeah, I love it. I'd love it right now. How about some Fireball? Shot of Fireball? Malibu and rum? Why are you laughing at me? You don't drink. Hey, Corporate Cal. Hey, so the Jedi in Jedi Fallen Order, his name is Cal. Does that make you want to play it? Don't listen to my ESPN alert. It's just reminding me that I lost with a tie. It's a good name, right? Ignite. Well, look at that. Level 1 musket. A slow old-fashioned rifle. One shot enough to scare the coyotes? Got coyotes in this. Let's try here. Oh, I get both. Okay. That's a good old kick. What's new with you, Corporate Cal? Well, that worked. About 70% health. What happened? Are you sick? Oh, there is tactical cover. It looks like there's no like corner cover. It looks like it is going to be chest high cover. I'm not unwell enough not to do things right. Yeah, I get you there. I was on the recovery the last couple days from like cold symptoms as well. Ooh. No, I can't use that right now because I there's the reload down there. I see. He reloads automatically? Good. Okay. Hey, Nightbot's here doing his job. Thank you, Nightbot. Oh, and they shoot back. have taken cover. Okay. Nope, got killed. The first gun battle and I got killed. I think I did bad. All right. You run, let's try it. You know what might help, Corporate Cal?
No one remembers dying. That's a mercy.
Yep, thank you. Oh, level 4 shot revolver. Okay, that's helpful. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's watch. The reload is that I think a big fat vodka Red Bull and maybe just a little bit of gambling would help. You know what I mean? Okay, well. Oh, I see. That little bit, the lighting the stuff, stuns them. Okay, so timing your reloads is going to be the first thing I need to learn here. And then we have a little indicator to let me know. Okay, yeah. That's a pretty good feeling. Yes, you have to watch your reload time. Take cover when you're reloading. Oh, that's super. Okay. You automatically take cover when you approach chest high. But again, for the record, when you come across something like this, you don't, or like a hallway, excuse me, you don't take cover there. It's just going to be at these. And when you pull away from it, he stands back up again. You can press A to sort of dodge, I guess. Dodge or roll or dodge roll. Grow. Make my monster grow. Ooh. Upgrade toughness, perception, and resourcefulness. Highlight may be a little bit wonky. I guess health. Double barrel pistol, good damage, reliable pistol. Okay, so we'll replace the flintlock pistol, I guess. Let's see how it fires. It's a double barrel pistol. Is that how it talks? No! I speak to Sarah with great respect and admiration. There we are. Now reload. Oh, this is cool. I like the Didn't see him. So, dancing in the dark. Oh, and it looks like some cover regenerates. Very interesting. Cal, have you had to work through your feeling like ass? Ugh. Yep, that's champion status. Okay, so you can't... Your one gun does not reload while you're firing the other one, for the record. You have to stop firing altogether. Bills don't pay themselves. Unless you have a high-paying dividend. Okay, there we are. And we can heal. Right? So heal over time, heal a little bit. Looks like maybe a little bit. So, your goal in this game okay, so that was getting explodey real quick. And okay, we're getting iron and soul. One or both of them is used for upgrades. Make sure you break the little hangy bits. Oh, that fella's got dynamite. Okay. Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure if it took down the wall or not because I was standing on this side of it. But, okay, so it looks like no. 99 to 119. Okay, looks like a health replenishes like about 20. That'll work. So far we've been a little light on Ron Perlman. So far. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Cast light briefly stuns enemies. Okay, now we have an RB. Oh! Son of a front door! Oh, he's a big... I think I stunned him. Oh, he might be caught in the... Shit! Okay, I didn't really do what I wanted it to. There we go. When to go down. And what's this? Oh, wait, does that RB oh, it does recharge. Ah, haha. Okay, cool. Level 1 Trader's Revolver. Critical hits when shot in the back. 11.6, 1.5. So it's basically... It's a better version of this one, so far as I can tell.
There it was. The way out of this place.
Sweet!
One step closer to getting the job done.
What job, Ron? Trophy awarded. Thank you for playing. And okay, so I guess that's the beta. I wonder what all. I mean, we'll just go through several runs and we'll try to do a few things.
The last thing I expected to see was a rundown saloon. I guess there's always.
Yep, let's just move on. Oh, an antler for a mighty Wendigo defeated in an early incarnation of Purgatory.
I can only remember one thing.
Oh, the Wendigo head, or Wendigo antler is there. I wish I could play the piano or play poker. Do you have anything else to say to me now? Always west. All right, we'll skip through this dialogue. It appears to be the same as before. Farmer shotgun and 4-shot revolver. You do have, like, I guess when you're close enough to stuff, you do that melee attack. So what you want to do is you don't want to take cover and be stationary when the melee enemies come round for you. But you want to take... Oh, wow. That did pretty well. Oh, we have a branching path this time. There's a little mini-map down the bottom right. I guess I could... Let's bring this up a little bit. We have my health in the bottom and weapons in the bottom left, and we have our. Would it be better for me to be like? Yeah, we'll do this so you can kind of see stuff. That'll make more sense probably to you. What was that? And what's this? So yeah, the Iron and Soul maybe don't come into play in the beta. Maybe it's something that's like, that carries over. Is item recharge speed just the item, or does that include my reload? I bet it's just the item. Let's upgrade our firearm damage. Let's see if I can't. Also, how branching does this get? Because the last run I did was... Oh, Shroud, you're live. Here we are. I wonder if we can no damage run. Wow, this does get really branchy. Up. Okay, not bad. The shotgun is very, very short range, as one might expect, but just confirming. There we go. Double barrel shotgun with high knockback. Yeah, let's replace the farmer's shotgun. I wonder if, like, all places converge, all paths converge. Okay, let's get away from the dynamite. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so I guess the... all the lower enemies, the lower level enemies, the common enemies... So when you're firing, you're out of cover, which makes sense. And you can fire before you're fully reloaded. So you can't just routinely hit, because you get... If you need to get a shot off immediately, you can. But it will kind of benefit you to be a little bit patient to completely reload before you start opening up. And folk. Yeah. Kicking wood, that's my jam. Okay, so far, so good. And that little sort of fracture-looking thing that you see is a stun, it looks like. And so far the map, the two branching paths have not converged, so far as I can tell. So it might be a good idea to use... Okay, so when they're in the dark... Oh. My no damage run. Your accuracy is much higher whenever you point the stick in the direction of them. Like right now, I can shoot and I can hit him, but it doesn't... Oh, shoot, good lord. See that little... oh, shit. I'm trying to point out. There's a little yellow indicator that shows up right in front of the enemy. I was doing so well. So yeah, in the dark you can still fire, but hits hard and makes room. This might be a Wendigo room. And we got killed. Immediately by Wendigo. Okay, so, yeah, you can still shoot in the dark, you can still land shots, but it's sort of like a blind fire. If light is on the enemy, then you are much more accurate. Let's... Okay, we have revolver and long rifle. I'm sure there's a lot of, like, speedrun and challenge things that you can do. Oh, but even then, you can still miss. Just because the light's on them and you're aiming at them is not a guaranteed shot. From what it looked like. I also wonder if you have to clear the enemies or if you could just run through. Oh, I tried to do a a melee and dodge, but it was not on the cards. Well, that would have been more ideal. Okay, 3 shots in the... I remember it's 4 and 3. And we can grow. So far, every piece of has been the same, or every upgrade. But that's maybe because it's beta. Howdy, Trexus. How's your day? Uh-oh. I feel like I'm not a great shot with that rifle, and I don't know why. I have to be really precise with it. The revolver seems fairly forgiving. I feel like that was... See, like, I'm curious. Why is what is occurring? He's a good shot. Oh, that sounds awesome. I guess maybe it's just closer. Maybe there's just like I'm really low level, so the accuracy on this thing. Actually, I wonder if you hold it down if it becomes more accurate. Sorry, first cough of the stream. That is super odd. Wait, like when you say serve, like they went around and like handed you the food? Oh, what's this? Something new. What'd I get? Oh, that sounds fantastic. I guess we can... I don't know what that stuff was that I picked up, but we can go back. That's pretty awesome. It's not just like a, yeah, we bought you food, which, like, obviously is super appreciative. But they, like, handed it to you. Like... Okay, well, maybe not. It may not be... it may not be more accurate the longer you hold it. Maybe. Okay, so you can aim. Actually, when you hold down the trigger, it aims up. It aims, and then when you let go, it fires. Oh, that's just for the. That's just for the rifle. The revolver, when you press down on the trigger, then it fires. Very interesting. I have not seen it. I think she's generally trying to keep the all dresses and outfits and stuff related to the wedding more or less a surprise for people. So I don't think she's posting the dresses on social media very much or at all. She hasn't shown me. I do like that double barrel pistol. I probably should have just replaced because I'm not very good with the. But it's fine. Are you happy with it? Do you like it? Okay, this would be. Did he just hurt his own fella? I'm curious. Oh, there is. I see. Yes, there's an indication there. That is exactly what happens. So when you aim with the rifle, the aim comes together, and when you let go, it's accurate. So it's not just a. That's cool. I like that the guns behave. Different guns behave differently. It's not just aim and shoot. Because it's way. So some of the other girls, I think, did the customization and it worked out okay. Oh, that would be Josh. Hey, Pulp Diction. What's up, Joshua Unruh on Mixer? What's up, buddy? In a very Western frame of mind. Well, this is light on story, okay? So we're gonna have to sort of gain a lot. We're gonna have to do a lot of our own. You know what I mean? You know, even though I didn't finish my sentence, you know what I mean? Oh, shit. Okay, I like that pistol. That's a good pistol. It's got a bit of a punch. Oh, yeah. So, you, Matrexus, you did do the custom, like, stuff. All the custom-y things. Sounds like it's been a little hit and miss, but I know some of the others did, and it turned out okay. But everyone's mileage may vary. Okay, fantastic. So, also this is beta, so it's literally just one run that you can do. So I'm just doing the run. Oh! Over and over again. I noticed something, Josh. I wanted your opinion. Last night I watched... Well, actually, I'd love everybody's opinion. But this question is inspired because Pulp Diction is here. I last night watched Avengers Endgame for the second time. I only saw it in the theater, and I had not rewatched it until last night. I have seen Infinity War a few times. And I've come to the conclusion, and maybe this is not an unpopular opinion, and maybe this isn't the most, holy shit, this isn't the hottest of hot takes or anything. But, damn it. I noticed that Infinity War is way more rewatchable than Endgame is. I was wondering if you had that same reaction. Damn it, I need... either to cover better or healing better or something. They made the mistake of making you know that I'm pregnant, so I think they took my custom measurements and then tripled them. Here are my custom measurements. They're like, oh, pregnant women, what do those look like? Triple everything, all of it. And then game was, I'm not sure I find that either of them particularly rewatchable. Okay. What is, let's say, I mean, you don't have to stay with MCU, but since I'm talking about MCU, a comic book movie, especially MCU, that you do find. Okay, looks like there are iframes, so if I dodge, I am a little bit invincible. Oh, nope. Does he run across the whole map, or... Okay, let's keep him over there. You stay right there, big guy. Oh, Wendigo, buddy. He just hung out over there. Like a fool. Some of this other where they're kind of work to watch. Yes. Ragnarok, yeah, for sure. John Buck 6 where you get shot. Oh no! Hey, that's what live streaming is for. Big box of texts. So each run is randomized, and this I don't know if this is going to be the first level or what. Winter Soldier and Ragnarok very rewatchable. First Guardians of the Galaxy for me as well, and I sort of feel like the second Guardians is work, even though I think the second Guardians is a very thoughtful and well-made film. It's just not as, like, fun. The first Guardians frustrates the shit out of you? Tell me why. Did you, when I said that, Josh, did you crack you're like Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty? Slow old-fashioned pistol, farmer shotgun. Okay, we'll take the pistol first. Shotgun second. I wonder, is there a way to swap? There is a way to swap slots. You can flip them. It's like the Guardians episode of Listen Up. Oh, okay. I guess I could just do that. I could just watch. I could just listen to your shit because you have shit that you do. Okay. I kind of feel like a no-death run is totally possible in this game. I hope that there is a lot of level variance when the actual game comes out. By the way, some more info on this game. It will be available on Xbox Game Pass if you guys do such things. Okay, I felt that way about Infinity War. I.e. Chris Pratt punching Thanos in his face. Should have been Gamora's movie. Okay. Is this based on personal preference? Is this based on like, did you... I'm going to guess that you probably had a bunch of knowledge of the dynamics of the actual comics and stories, yeah? Okay, so that's a little bit frustrating. Sometimes when you're near cover, you walk a little slow. And so sometimes running and jumping into cover. Having actual motivations. But isn't that part of Star-Lord's arc, though? Like, maybe this doesn't help or justify it for you, but isn't he supposed to grow and develop as a father figure, like, over movies? Actually didn't mean to updo that. You don't think he does by the end of 2? Oh, comic book Star-Lord is different. See, I didn't know that. So Drax had motivation. It was two-dimensional, but it was motivation. Okay, so I like that you can sort of stun some of these guys. For money, yeah? And that was what I was thinking of. Like, I was thinking of, like, he's a thief, he steals stuff and sells stuff. And so he's, like, a scavenger. He betrayed the Ravagers to get it because he was being mistreated. So, like, again, I like to play a game on the podcast called Explanation or Justification. And we give a reason for something, and then we decide if that is an actual explanation for the thing, or if we're just trying to justify it. So let's play Explanation and Justification. The reason he betrayed the Ravagers was because he was being mistreated and saw this as the high buyout exit, right? Or am I inserting stuff into the movie that's not there? Because if I am, did that guy just throw a rock at me? That's a take you can get there, but it's a leap. Okay, so that might be justification. In the film, presumably he's been with the Ravagers, like, yes, yeah, I see what you're saying. I feel like it's more inferential, like a little bit, but like, presumably at the start of Guardians, he's been with the Ravagers up until that point, right? Because they're like surprised that he's leaving. Like it's not like, oh, Star-Lord's fucking taking off again for the millionth time. They're like, what are you doing? Where's our shit? And but not just that. You are that, but not just that, yeah. Oh. Don't worry, we don't have other watchers. Or, actually, our other watcher is Trexus. And Trexus is cool about schmucks. There we are. Right, okay, so this is textual, but James Gunn literally said the dead mother was the antagonist and comrades. That means he does not understand protagonist and antagonist. Star-Lord's mother? Star-Lord's mother? Oh, absolutely. I wish there was an ability. Have a good day at work, Trexus. Oh, I need to. So you can sense when you're about to get shot with that red bit, and you can presumably time a dodge or two. Okay, so igniting anywhere on the map seems to stun enemies, so that's good. I kind of wish that I could had an ability that I could maybe throw a thing and ignite a lamp from somewhere. So, I do generally. I have liked me a lot of James. Maybe not all of James' work, but I've enjoyed some shit. And have also enjoyed. Oh, nope, that didn't help. So I think in here, maybe the best bet would be to. If you do a timed roll, it's possible that. Oh, that was a shitload of damage. It's possible that things slow down after that. Like, I don't know if it's just cinematic or if it's an actual boon to you. do you feel like James has has the I was gonna say a proper understanding, but that's a douchebaggy question. Why don't we phrase it like this? Do you feel like James' understanding of the characters and the world is different than yours, or just... So the thing about the antagonist and the mother doesn't make sense to me at all, as it probably shouldn't. But like, so much not sense that I feel like my brain would be like, that's got to be a typo, right? Like, it's so... Oh, narrative in general. Okay. Okay, so rewatchable. You had said Thor Ragnarok and what was the other one that you said was rewatchable? Okay, so musket and shot. I guess actually this is not my kind of like having the revolvers, but we'll go this way. We'll go this route. And Winter Soldier, yeah, okay. That's actually the one I feel like I've seen least. Out of all the MCU stuff, I may have seen the first Avengers. So the first Avengers is the one that I liked least every time I liked less every time I rewatched it. So some movies got a little better, like I said. Endgame was like, I don't know if I could rewatch this again. The fights aren't clever enough, and the fights aren't cool enough. It's big and massive in scale, and maybe that's what it needed to be at the. But anyway, man, is how a story goes together. Interesting. Interesting take, Joshua. Oh, there we go. I was like, why aren't I reloaded? Yes, much prefer a revolver to what... Oh no, I just said, very, very interesting take. Was basically my thought. Gotta reload. Now I'm seeing where these... I was thinking, I feel like I myself, like when I talk about stuff, when I talk about things, I feel like a lot of times people could accuse me of being contrarian. And I'm like, that's not true. I'm not being a contrarian. And the reason that I bring that up is because I feel like there are times that, like, I feel like well, there are things that I do agree with. I mean, I think the widespread opinion is that the first Guardians movie is really good. So that's, like I said, that's not going to be like a... I think I want it to replace the musket because I think I like being able to shoot several times. It's a very easy weapon to use. And I would like to do... Okay. So the other thing I would like is the ability to get, maybe jump over cover to the other side. Twofer! The movies that are either really putting the metaphor to use or have amazing character works, and Winter Soldier does both. Actually, Black Panther, I feel like I'm going to add into my rewatchable pile. I feel like I could watch that movie, but and I gotta tell you, even watching Endgame again, like even non-Black Panther movies that Black Panther is in, when they come out and they yell Ibon Bay, I friggin' lose my shit. Such a good villain. Damn, one of the few villains in the MCU. Completely 100% agree. And see, that's where someone, that is an exact, wait, did I take damage from this thing rising? Did I take damage from this rising grave? Coffin, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that's a perfect example of you not being a contrarian, because I'm thinking about our takes here. Oh, that was a good shot. That was a good shot too. M'Baku was the alternate, like the other group's leader, right? That saves the, yes, yeah. Ooh, Decisive Blade. I feel like when the game started, it was not very branchy, and now it's becoming pretty branchy. Oh, you're hiding there.
My lucky day. They couldn't hit the broadside of a bar.
Yeah, that's good shit. Oh. Okay. Oh, another fella. Ah, yeah. So, metaphor. God, I wish I had a lot more caffeine to discuss. Oh, not good at fighting the Wendigo yet. Uh-oh. Is that it? Ooh, yeah, that is it. I got killed. Okay, intended metaphor of Winter Soldier. Then the X-Men's Wendigo. So, the first... A lot of this has to do with, like, color palette. Like, things that my brain... Like a 12-year-old, things that my brain logs as, like, interesting color palette. There is something about the first X-Men film that is terribly rewatchable, even though I like X-Men 2 better. There's something visual about the first X-Men film that my brain registers as, like, inherently interesting, I guess, is the way to phrase that. And kablamo. X-Men is a well-oiled machine. The first one. Oh yeah, this is like, because I have 1 and 3. So 20 years old. Hey, Nouch, how's it going, buddy? So, yeah, X-Men is not a saturated palette or a, like, pop. You have it right. But it does utilize color in ways that, like, I feel like it uses color in ways that stand out. Just like little things, like in the sort of grayness, there's these little highlights. And maybe I'm just misremembering, but I'm thinking like Toad, like everything is sort of grayish, but there's hits of blue and red, like with Cyclops visor, one of them. God, it's been a long time since I've seen it. Yeah, matrixy colors. Yeah, maybe that's it. What's new, Smurfy? Oh, do I need this? I might need this. Like I said, very much. Oh, damage because I'm an idiot. And I do idiotic things. Yeah, my brother's a huge Cyclops fan and thinks that Cyclops has been underserved, like criminally underserved in the films. That is 100% true. Let's get this. Okay, there we are. Man, that shotgun really slags him, doesn't it? My day's going great, Smurfy. I'm recovering from being sick. I'm super in a fantastic mood. What about you? What's new in the life of Smurf? Smurf? Yeah. Good damage, reliable pistol. 15 times 2 to 3 rounds. You know what? Let's go double pistol. Oh, absolutely. Josh, thanks for the always a fun conversation with you, buddy. Have a good phone call. Enjoy your day. And thanks for supporting us here in the gutter. Wow, wow, wow. So, hold on. I know that Disney and Fox had like their thing, but I really drives me up a wall that literally, I can travel from here. I guess I don't need to, though. I don't like one person or one company making literally everything that I like, so that's a bummer. It has been, I would say on average, it has been good. Like the quality of stuff has been. Disney is but Disney is in fact doing the next. It's not the next X-Men's. It's not just a. This isn't a working with a la Sony deal. This is a Disney produced X-Men catalog. Okay, so it is destructible. Halves my reloading time. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna stay with my 2. Oh, wait a minute. I might be stupid. I said earlier that I wanted a way to jump over cover. I think I might just be stupid. So I'm intrigued. Like, on one hand, having everything together like is fun. Like I said, not a fan of like. Okay, so I guess I could see probably Josh's argument about not wanting. So yeah, this is sort of what we were talking about earlier, Smurf. Josh is more of a fan of standalone stories that don't have required reading. So if you're going to make a movie about a thing and you want to, tie it to other stuff, having references and things like that, again, this is just going to come down to personal preference, I believe. Having a standalone story, like, okay, oh, this references other stuff. There's a little Easter egg there. There's some cool stuff. This referencing, oh, there's a background character. But if you're like, okay, we released a movie and we hope you've seen the last 10 years and checked out all the other stuff, I mean, you're probably going to do it because you like it. But I think the idea is that it's not great storytelling if your standalone piece, or if your piece is reliant upon, being able to, I guess that's the crux of it, right? Is having it crossover is fine so long as it can also stand on its own feet. If it is reliant upon, as a story, or the story structure itself is reliant upon you watching all of the other shit, less of a fan. WoW Story is a total shit show. Oh, because 90% of the story is like often like the extracurricular stuff. Right, so yeah, Infinity War and Endgame obviously are, it's Kill Bill parts 1 and 2, right? Go. Did I take damage already this run? I feel like I probably did. Or whatever. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay, yes. Go do your thing. So what's Smurf? I was saying, and Nouch actually. I was saying that last night I rewatched Endgame, and I liked it again as a rewatch, but I realized that to me it doesn't hold up. It's like I think that Infinity War is way more rewatchable than Endgame is. Like, I think the fights are better. So I was wondering, what are the most rewatchable I'm starting to get a little bit better at this fight, but I'm still not great at it. There we are. Gotta get that down. For you guys, what's the MCU movie? And and I just ask because of Endgame. You can talk about the DCU if you want, but whenever I bring up the DCU, most people go. But what's the most rewatchable, like, superhero movie for you? And really, I mean like modern, like within the last 10, 11 years or so. The franchise you watch more is Fast and Furious. But in terms of the MCU, is there one that you find yourself going back to, like, a lot? I will say, and this is... No, you just rewatch them all, sort of.
The last thing I expect, I guess there's always...
Okay, let's try... I would love... Okay, 4-shot revolver and this flintlock pistol. Right. Oh, okay, you watch them in, like, timeline order? Actually, a revolver and flintlock pistol may work okay for me, given my... There we go. Yeah, it seems like each run, it makes the map a little bit more complicated. I wonder if that's like, oh, your first time through, it's going to be pretty much a straight shot. And now that you've got it, that's pretty clever. That's pretty clever. New Star Trek and Star Wars. We have been so busy, I haven't even gotten a chance to watch The Mandalorian yet. I want to watch it with Nerdez. She is a Star Wars fan. But like, for example, this week, not only have we been battling like being kind of sick, but okay, I think I am going to do this double barrel shotgun. I likes it instead of the flintlock pistol. Oh yeah, the movie, and I know that, you know, a lot of people are going to just shake their heads and go, Jesus Christ, here he goes again. But the movie that I can watch over and over again is Batman v Superman. Feel free to @me. See, I'm the person that not only didn't hate it, I'm the person that actively loves it and will watch it like anytime. If someone's like, oh yeah, I didn't watch Batman vs Superman, I'm like, watch it with me. You may not think it's a good movie, but at least you'll have fun watching it with me because I love that movie, and I'll like chat with you about it and stuff. Okay. That was pretty cool. I think I slid across. Yeah. See, you can. The thing I wanted it to do, it does do. I just had to learn it. I just had to figure it out. Uh-oh. Oh boy, yeah. You can't just go balls to the wall. You actually have to be like careful. And allow yourself time to reload. Green Lantern. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that. So I'm thinking about this like Disney Plus's required viewing thing. And I'm thinking, I'm not entirely sure if I like it or dislike it, but I'm thinking that I may not watch them if they weren't. Because I'm thinking about like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had crossover, but it wasn't like required viewing for the MCU. And I watched the first season, and I went from, I hated it, and then someone told me just keep watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like it gets better. There's like the payoff is like, oh, hi Katniss. Which MCU stuff is your favorite? The one with the dogs? Which is the one with the dogs? I don't remember the one with the dogs. What MCU has dogs in it? What are you talking about? Are you thinking of Balto? That's not an MCU movie. Is it? Is Balto a superhero? Is that the one that you're thinking of? Balto? Well, I'm not gonna break it to her. I don't think Balto's in the MCU, but I think that's a fine film. Cosmo, is that the dog in that was in Guardians for like a second? Oops. Yeah, that's right. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So yeah, hey, Blossomy, how's it going? Is that Ghost Rider? It very much looks like Ghost Rider, right? But it's not Nicolas Cage, it's Ron Perlman. Like, it's literally Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman does the voice in this game. So right now we're playing the beta, and I actually really, really like it. This is actually a level 1 boss. A kind of procedurally... Oh, no, but I need to be a lot better at that. Okay, so you have you have some iframes there, but you're not 100 million. It's not for 100 million years. Okay. Yeah, Swift, you've met like everybody though, so that doesn't. You could be like, yeah. I've met. You wait. Did you meet Affleck? Did you meet Batfleck?
No one remembers.
And Gal? Did you meet Gal Gadot? Shotgun and musket. Musket's one. Well, try to keep my shotguns in the left hand. Now you would die. Let's go. Of course, Blossomy. Thank you for swinging by. I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you for coming by the stream. Oh, I do not like this musket. Does Ghost Rider have any, like, catchphrases or anything that we could throw in here? Wait, was Gal Gadot in Fast and Furious? Which one? Oh, that's not good. Reload, kids. Okay, so far we haven't taken damage. I think we can do... Let's do a no damage run. Let's go for sure. What entry? Like what numbered film was that? Is it Fast 5? Or was it like late? Was it way later? Because the last one I saw was the Paul Walker Farewell. Oh yeah, I was balling up. Yeah, like a baby in the theater. I went with JB to see it, and we're like, "I see you, my friend, and I tell you all about it. I see you again." Like, yeah, it was good. Very, very tasteful. Very well done. Oh, come on. Musket. No damage run ruined. And the idea of someone making an animated show of Doomslayer from Doom 2016. An animated show of Doom Slayer from the game Doom 2016. Oh, thank you for the host, Blossomy. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier. I think there must have been a bunch of stuff going on. We must have been knee deep in Running around hell and going ham. Okay, tell you what. I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt because I didn't even hate the. Oh yeah, that's a way better shotgun. I didn't even hate the Doom film that came out like a really long time ago. Remember with The Rock? So, I think a film that does not take itself too seriously could do just fine. Okay, so yeah, time does slow, but I think it slows for everybody, not just me. Oh, she was a 4, 5, 6. Oh, wow, she was in a bunch of them. So you should go on the unrealistic nature of hyperviolence. Yes. That's a good point. What's the animated? What style is the animation? Can you liken it to something else? Like, is it anime style? Uh-oh. We might be screwed here, boys. Or maybe not. Maybe it all worked out. Genndy Tartakovsky? Did he make... Was that Dexter's Lab? Oh, that would be good. Like, it could be just silly enough. Like, while still being... See, yeah, so it's sort of... That Castlevania anime style was really good, too. Primal. I think we're in a really good... Oh. Okay. I also kind of feel like I could maybe use a short-term sprint. Okay, got those two. Yeah, there we are. I gotta get the finesse a little bit down. So, I am liking MHA because I'm watching it for the first time, but like there's so much of it that I'm kind of I'm hoping for an end, not because I don't want it to exist, but because like I want to have I prefer to have a finite number of episodes when I start watching something. MHA is unusual in that I started watching something that didn't have that is ongoing. Do you know if there is an end in sight for MHA? See, yeah, what would be great is like if I did one of those... Oh, I took damage. Shit. Okay, there's no one yet that I know. The old Star Wars animated shows too. Yes, and Samurai Jack. Yeah. Yeah, student take the Bleach approach. It's going to be just 1 million episodes. Just 1.5 million. Oh, there we go. Replace the musket. I'm gonna go ahead and... This looks like Wendigo territory. Yep. Okay, I've got to watch him. And I've got to make sure that I don't dodge into an area that he's running. All right. Ace of spades on that one. Oh, and I got dynamite, even though...
There it was. A way out of this place.
Okay.
One step closer to the job.
Thank you for playing. Enjoy. Dogs. More One Punch Man. See, I don't need the... I think that we're living in a really good age of like content creation and delivery. Like we get a lot of really cool stuff and really good stuff. Like thanks to, you know, Netflix and streaming services and stuff like that. Actually, even before that, like musket shotgun is not my favorite loadout. I feel like it's given it to me like 3 times in a row. Maybe it's trying to tell me that I need to get better with these. But like, so movies could have, let's say, I'm going to sort of shorthand a couple of terms. Movies could have R-rated content. Series and shows could not, because you couldn't put that stuff on TV. Then HBO and like cable channels came along, and they're like, okay, now you can make a series that's like, you know, grown up, and you can have like that more hard content, like harder, more adult content. But that was limited to even, you know, like I said, like HBO and stuff like that. So now you've got Netflix and Hulu, which is like, oh yeah, you make whatever you want. Make it as whatever content. You don't have to abide by any like rating systems or anything like that. Okay, level 2 gunfire sounds good to me. And so I like that we get a lot of variety of content now. That's oh, he got me. I don't know if that's actually hitting anybody or not. Okay. And got him. No! Back away from me, ghoul! Somewhere spend some of these. Yeah, also, I don't like the fact, I just, the titles, there's The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Those titles are just too similar. So the studio choking the director is something that still happens, but with far less frequency than it used to. Studio control is very different kind of studio control than in years past. It's moving in a positive direction, even with directors being pretty outspoken about being able to sort of, even in something like in the MCU, a lot of directors are given a pretty wide, not all of them, but James Gunn actually frequently talks about how hands-off the studio is, and presuming he's being truthful. But that is still there, and there's a lot of competition that is beneficial to the consumer. If the maddening part about it is that we have a crazy amount of choice, that's a good thing. It's going to make sure that we're... I haven't traveled yet. There we go. James says James goes Suicide Squad. I am as well. Choices where you can get something in different platforms. It's a $13 monthly payment of 50 things. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. The frustration of not being able to. So like we talked about this a little bit with the Epic and Steam thing, is you want to be able to access every game on one platform, and then have multiple platforms to choose from to access everything from it. And that would be cool, but I don't think like anything works that way or has ever worked that way. Different companies own different things, and you can support or not support whatever series or content set of content creators that you want. And if Netflix were literally the only thing on the market, then there's no reason for them to have the consumer's benefit in mind. And the only thing that I know of that drives that is competition. So Steam and Epic will have to fight for our attention, and that is good for us. Is it frustrating to have Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, so on and so forth? Kinda. Like, to me, it doesn't really matter. If there's the cool thing about it is plus 9% farm. Is that diminishing returns? That's fine. I'll take it anyway. And I definitely want that over the musket. Is it frustrating to have like a bunch of different ones? Yeah, to an extent. But like, I'll subscribe to something to watch a thing that I want, and then there's no contracts or anything, so that's good. You can pay for HBO to watch, Game of Thrones or Barry or whatever it is you want to watch the thing, and then cancel it. So you get to dictate sort of what your level of engagement is. Being able to consume all media on our own terms, I can't think of a precedent for that. And that's certainly an appeal of piracy, right? Is like, I'm just gonna download things into very general digital files, and I don't have to worry about what app is on what, And ultimately, I think that's why people who are very Twitch-centric get frustrated with Mixer. It's like, having multiple platforms is good. It's going to force them to compete with each other for views, and that is inherently beneficial to the consumer, barring something shitty like collusion and stuff like that. And people get, I have to download a new app, okay? So download the new app. And especially in this case, it's free. Having some sort of aggregate would be great, because like, I definitely like the idea, of stunned. It is a little frustrating to have to do the thing, right, where you're like, here's a show I'm interested in. Who the fuck has it? And so you're like, where is, blank streaming or whatever? Oh, that should have hit. That should have hit him. Ultimately, I would rather there be... It's a part of the reason why I don't like, you know, so far I haven't really been very let down by Disney's approach to content making with the properties that I enjoy. It's been enjoyable enough. That's a better shotgun. Oh. Oh, that was really close. But as a, you know, on principle, it's like, okay, you own every comic book property. Well, not every comic book property. You own a lot of comic book property. You own Star Wars. You own Simpsons now. And, oh, I got killed as I was contemplating all this stuff. Is it cool to be able to get all of those things from one single app? Yes, that is cool. That is something that I like. I like being able to go to one app and I can watch superheroes and Star Wars. That's cool. But it does make me inherently nervous to have... every time. Must get a shotgun every time. That if one company owns everything, then they don't have an incentive to make it better. Now, like I said, the stuff they've made has been debatably, you know, good quality stuff. And I think it'd be great if things were all multi-platform with the service being different. Yeah. And then one of their biggest competitors was Fox, and now they're mostly owned by Disney too, with some exception. Now, your premise though, your Nowj, which is that your preference would be that the content is the same on all platforms and the service being different, so that you can choose what service you want. Because, you know, you're liking it to let's say like cell phone, right? So like cell phone service, like the content, right, is the same. It's, I have access to call, data, and text. Crap. And the service is what's different. And so as a you know, an AT&T customer, generally, you know, it's not that you don't have to go to AT&T to get texting and T-Mobile to get voice and Verizon for data, and so you don't have to pay for, which is I think what your thought process is mostly here, and that would be is that frustrating? Yes, that'd be terribly frustrating. I don't like disagree with you, by the way, necessarily. That was very bad of me. That was poor. I still can't tell if I take damage from those rising ones or if I just was getting shot before and I didn't. Okay, Trader's Revolver. Tap select for moves as if it were all DVDs with special features and shit. Well, Netflix is more like watching a channel that you can choose what shows to look for. That's a piece of the cake. Right, but you're saying that if having different like features or styles of delivery, but you want the content to all be the same. You want to be able to access, you know, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Arrested Development, all from you know, one app. Shit. Stopping and reloading. I remind myself to stop and reload. So all the content you want basically open, the actual media, and then the delivery method for there to be choice in that delivery method. And I think that's, you know, that is understandable. I think of like, yeah, that's totally understandable. Talking about like, you know, console exclusives and stuff like that, you know. If God of War and Halo and Uncharted and Gears just always released on all platforms, and you could choose what you wanted to play on, Xbox, PS4, based on their services, their UI, their infrastructure, cost, quality, you know, things like that. Would it be? Would I like that? Yes, yeah, I would like that. That would be great. I wouldn't have to. If I wanted to enjoy all, so when I say have to, I do not have to buy any console or platform. No one's forcing me to buy Disney Plus and Netflix or whatever. I can piecemeal that with whatever content I want to at the time, and so on and so forth. Same thing with you know, I have to play Uncharted and Bloodborne. But so when I talk about, you know, those things, like, it's not that I also wouldn't prefer that. I'm just thinking of like established precedent. So like things like Disney Plus and Netflix and Hulu all having different content. They're producing their own original content. So it'd be like, you know, imagine. Okay, let's put it this way. How would you guys feel about, let's say, Microsoft is like, okay, we have a console, the Xbox. We develop our own games for the Xbox that we own. We make our own games. Let's say there was legislation or whatever that said, okay, any content that you produce can't be console specific. If you make a game, it has to be available on every platform. PC, PS4, Xbox. Same thing with Sony. You make Bloodborne 2, it has to be available on Xbox, PS4, PC. Well, that's difficult, right? Because they each have different capabilities, sort of. The bar is, or the chasm is different now, right? I did not take damage from that. Hip hip hooray. Let's reload. I took damage from that. You know, this will run on a PS4. This won't run on an Xbox, or vice versa. You know, that exists, but is less like that gap is not as it used to be, right? So you could theoretically be like, it all has to be. If Microsoft makes a game, it has to be able to be played on every platform. Same thing with like Netflix. Netflix, if you make a show, you make an original show. Let's take. God, what's a Netflix original? I know there's a million of them, but now there's so many of them that I can't even pick one. I don't know, 13 Reasons Why is the first one that comes to mind. Okay, Netflix, you're going to create a series, 13 Reasons Why. You can create it and you can have it on your platform, but the fact you create it means you have to put it on other platforms. So if that is the let's say we're voting on that piece of legislation, right? Do you vote yay or nay? Serial indie companies of two guys and they can't afford to make compatibility for all platforms. Fuck them. Okay, so you would have different. And it's not a matter of whether they can afford to or not in terms of like the decision making, right? It's like I made a thing. I made an Xbox, right? And so I want to offer you something that the other ones don't. So I'm going to offer you Halo 5. I made the thing. I made the thing that distributes the thing. So I can do that. This is just historically speaking, right? So let's go to the question then. With content creation, if the law was that if you make content, and if you're saying now is that it depends a little to you, it depends on how big the company is, then that's important to keep in mind. But if you're making content, it has to be available on every platform, and then it's up to the platform to differentiate itself by service or whatever. Is that something you'd vote for? I'm guessing that would be a yes, at least from you now. And I don't know how I feel. Like I said, I don't know what that would. Ever. Like I'm so. Okay, so let's get. Okay, good. I was glad that was in range. I wasn't sure it was going to be. I wonder about that view. Like, if Netflix has billions and billions of dollars, right? Or Amazon, for example. Amazon has billions and billions of dollars. So if, like, I as a streamer am making content and that law were in effect that we've been talking about, then it would require me to stream on every platform. And then people could watch my stream. And maybe that's good. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm just thinking about all the different aspects of this, right? So that and maybe this is good. Maybe maybe creation and distribution should not be so linked. So I'll give you an alternative thought here, just for something to think about, is that if Netflix is making billions of dollars and giving me additional content on their platform, I like that. Right, we're providing you all of the, you pay for Netflix subscription, and so we're gonna, we're gonna make shows ourselves to give you at no cost. So like that's a positive. Like, they're adding value to their program by saying, like, look, you subscribe to us, we'll make shit for you. If we run out of stuff to give you, then we'll make our own content to give you. And you're saying that if you're making content, that content has to be available on other things in your preference, and that the way that you differentiate yourself has to be through service. And again, that's a pretty, at least compared to the way things have been, is a pretty kind of narrow requirement. Sort of, maybe, perhaps. But I could see the appeal. So without having to use another step. Oh, sure, yeah. And you know, as a streamer, how do I feel about that, right? Like, as a content creator, let's say I was morally opposed to Mixer or Twitch, right? As a content creator, should I be able to say, I want my content available on this platform, Mixer, and, you know, if the law's like, well, the content has to be made available on Twitch, you know, regardless of what, you know, and Facebook and everything, so that people can make the choice about where they want to watch it from. Then how do you feel about that as like a creator where I'm like, okay, but I don't agree with the policies or the actions or whatever of this company or whoever owns this company, but I don't have a say into whether they host my content or not. So if you know, let's say I'm a streamer, I produce this kind of content. So does every streaming platform have to have that content, or every game streaming platform have to have that content? Because what I'm saying is like, if you're saying, oh, I would like to be able to watch this stream on Twitch or Mixer, whichever one I want, you know, like I said, that goes to Facebook. And here's what I'm getting at, right? Is like, if a company like, you know, Pornhub was like, yeah, we do streaming, so we're going to host the Gunner Nerd stream whether they want us to or not. I feel like I should be able to have that. I should be able to, as a content creator, designate where my content is viewed from, because I may not agree with I may or may not agree with the platform that is hosting it, right? So how does that shape anything? Does that alter your view on anything? Oh, I stunned him. I don't know how I stunned him. I guess it's just a... So yeah, I don't equate exclusive content with greed. If like a company buying exclusivity or creating exclusivity doesn't that's not a thing to me that bothers me. I see what you're saying, and because this is stuff that we've talked about, so we've had this as an interesting conversation. More companies. It's an interesting setup. That's actually a really good shit. That may be a fucking podcast topic. You didn't break my brain, Nouch, but it's an interesting concept. Is content exclusivity versus service? Oh, that's an interesting question. And all regarding that sort of thing, you can legally make, as you can create, not allow anyone from exclusive to view your stuff. Right, and so, okay, so you're saying that the creators under this idea that you've created of all content production being widely available, and the only differentiation between the distribution services are the services itself, right? So Borderlands 3 has to be available on Epic and on Steam, but the distribution service can be different. Steam could sell it for as little or as much as they want, and Epic could as well. Epic could be like, yeah, it's $20 here instead of $60 on Steam. And then you'd be like, you have no problem there because you're like, oh, I can play it on whichever platform I want, but if I want to play it cheaper, I can go to this other platform. If Netflix created original content, they could say, we made this content, we don't want it on another platform, and we can issue a takedown, much in the way that I would be able to go, yeah, if I'm streaming, so that stream has to be available on every stream platform out there, and you, the viewer, can watch it on whatever platform you want, but I have a little bit of control over my own content in that I can issue a takedown. Right. So would you then disallow Netflix, HBO, Disney from... They would have to choose to be either a distributor or a content creator, right? You'd have to be one or both. Hey, Locke, how's it going? We're having a super interesting discussion about content creation and content distribution. And so I would love to know your thoughts on this. So we're having sort of hypothetical discussion here. Oh, also, we're playing a beta of a game called West of Dead, which is pretty cool and I like it. There's only one level available that I'm going through over and over again. But that's not the point anymore. Now we're talking about other stuff that is super interesting. So let's talk, so here's sort of the crux of what we're discussing, okay? Now just frustrated that he has to, quote unquote has to, that to experience the level of content that's out there, there are a million different things that you have to subscribe to. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, all of those things. So I have made the argument that competition is good for the consumer, which I think everybody agrees with, but what now just talking about is a more narrow and focused version of competition, which is that you should be either a content creator or a content distributor and not both. And that the competition that he sees as beneficial is in service, right? So, okay, let's see if I can try and funnel these thoughts together. If you are Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, so as a distributor, you cannot create content. How do you feel about this setup? As a distributor, you cannot create content. If you are Netflix, Disney Plus, or Hulu, you cannot create your own original content. You must supply all content that all creators make unless the creator chooses not to have it, right? So you can choose to be in the distribution game or the content creation game. If you are Twitch or Mixer, you cannot create your own content. You can only supply it. If you are Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, you cannot create your own shows. You can only supply them. And if you are Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, you cannot create your own titles. You can just play them. You can just supply them. So his frustration in being able to not wanting to... So, for example, if you own a PS5, you're going to be able to play Halo, Mario Party, you know, all of the things that you want, right. So this is sort of the thing, right? Is that a lot of the content that we currently enjoy is produced by a company, you know, big companies. And so what Now's just saying is that, you know, you would, Star Wars would have to be, you know, made and by someone else. That would have to be split, right? So, okay, someone else, some other company is going to have to make Star Wars. You still get Star Wars, but we're just going to make sure that Disney doesn't make it. But also Disney, you can either make your content. You can make Lady and the Tramp and Cinderella and that stuff, but you can't distribute your own stuff. So if you're going to make your stuff, you have to, it has to be distributed through someone else. But not only that, every distributor can distribute your thing, unless you choose for them not to. A content creator can, and so in Now's world, it would also be illegal for someone to pay you for that, right? So it would be like if you were like, oh, I created a movie, so because I created a movie, it has to be available on Netflix and Apple and Hulu and everything. They can't pay me to take it down from other places. But if I choose to take it down from other places, I can choose to take it down from other places. Because this is the thought, right? In this world that we are hypothetically living in, the hypothetical world we're living in, we as streamers that create content, we can't start our own streaming business and stream to anybody. If I'm creating this stream content here, it has to be available on Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, Pornhub, but I don't want my stream available on Pornhub necessarily. So I could issue a takedown for that, but Mixer couldn't pay me to not have my stuff available. I would have to make that. So this is sort of what we're wading through right now. It's hard to imagine. You don't want to there yet. One of the biggest business upsides of being a supplier or platform is that you end up with a lot of mindshare market access. Being a distributor smooths your risk, making it easier to invest in content, right? So like, I am going to start a company that delivers content. I want to build a streaming platform. And so I'm going to supply, you know, all the stuff that's in this world, that stuff that's already out there. Simpsons, Star Wars, Handmaid's Tale, 13 Reasons Why. Like, all of these things are all available on my platform. So what separates me from other platforms is the way that I distribute it, right? Maybe my price is better. Maybe my quality's higher. Maybe I have different features, like Now's was talking about earlier. But if I'm like, you know what? I want to add value to my service. I'm going to make my own show to add to this service. In this hypothetical world, that would not be allowed. Which is hard to, like you said. If building a you know, a graphics card or a console, you know, is a cost, right? Making a PS5 takes money, and a lot of it. And so, like, okay, we're going to have, we need a reason to sell it, so we're going to make our own games to put on it. But you can only get them on the PS5, and so in this world, now it's like, you can't do that. You can, when you make your game, and he sort of made an allowance for if you are a small business, if you are two people making a game, and you put it out there, he toyed with the idea of, Where'd it go? Of if you are a small content creator that you can, distribute on, it can be exclusive, I think. Died in the Wendigo, of course. It is an interesting thought process, right, Locke? It is, because this is what this stems from is a couple of things. Naj was frustrated about having multiple streaming services to subscribe to get the content that he wants to see. Frustrated with the fact that that there are exclusives to Steam and Epic. And I imagine a little bit of frustration with having two different streaming platforms. Now, to me, those things don't frustrate me, especially the Steam Epic exclusives and Mixer Twitch exclusives. Like, obviously, our content is exclusive to Mixer, like, for example. Because both of those things are free. I'm not paying a subscription to Mixer or Twitch. You can download a new app. Just download the other app and watch the other one. I understand that it's not all aggregated in one place. I understand that frustration, but it's not. Same with Epic and Steam. The platforms themselves are. You just open up a different program. You still have access to everything you want to access from. So those are a little bit different for me than the sort of streaming world that we're talking about. And yeah, then there's, regional as well that plays a role, because there are things that are available, right, in some parts of the world that are not available in others. That is interesting. So it would be tough because, different countries have different laws. It would be difficult to make that global, right? So there's a lot of finesse in this game that I do not quite have down yet. Oh yeah, you have to time those dodges. I mean, it's not like a super exact science, but it's not a gimme. You don't have a 1,000 years of iframes to go from one cover to the next. Ooh, line of sight. That's good. That was properly done gunfight. And that guy's just hanging out. How'd you go, buddy? Oh yeah, that's the thing I want to test. I want to test if I actually have to kill these guys or if I can just sort of roll along. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, so there's a little bit of an incentive because it's difficult and you have to stop and break some doors. But I guess you theoretically could just run right through. Come on, buddy. Oh, these are 2 pistols. Oh, man. Sometimes he just takes a half second before he charges you. Hey, Eel, how's it going? Teak, that's a really good point. The more I think exclusivity is good. Happy to explain why, but I don't want to beat a dead horse. I feel like you already expressed good points and I learned something. Well, so that's sort of what I was like getting at, right? It's like I am a content creator and I have chosen to be on a specific platform for a specific reason. Now, part of me is like, oh, it would be cool if people could log into whatever streaming platform they want and still be able to see me. Now, obviously, simul streaming is literally like a technical possibility, but the agreements that you make as an affiliate and as partner prohibit that. Okay, this is an interesting tactic. Okay, let's get instead of the musket, revolver. The person who streamed to Twitch as well. Yeah, there are some that that either have that like in their agreement they're allowed to do that, which I think is pretty rare. Most of the time when you're an affiliate or a partner, you are designated one or the other. Most of the time. But I've seen, and especially like game companies, obviously will be partnered channels that also stream on multiple platforms. But I took some damage. We're actually kind of close to a no-death run. Person can stream on Twitch according to Mixer, which doesn't allow you to stream both at the same time if you're an affiliate. And people still do, right? Yeah, and Twitch can take it down. So Mixer doesn't have that? Interesting. That are partners on Mixer and affiliates on Twitch. Yeah, it's... Hi, Wendigo. Hey, partner, buddy. Yeah, how's it going? So then, streamers then, let me ask you, how much control over distribution of your content do you feel like you need, and do you feel like distributors and content creators should be inherently different? Because like I said, I could absolutely think of situations where a specific platform I would not want my content on for either a moral reason or whatever. Can you break through that? No, but just run around it. And down he goes. You can stream wherever, whenever with Mix. Oh, that's pretty awesome to know. They use that FTL means that they're technically streaming to Twitch rather than simultaneously streaming to both. Oh! That is a really weird and technical argument to make. That is like, yeah, the Twitch content, any content that you produce on Twitch has to be 24 hours. So that's why we don't post our podcast until, like when we were on Twitch. Well, that's not exactly why. Part of it was that I just, like, took me that long to edit it because I'm whatever. But yeah, if you, like we did our podcast on Monday night, if it appeared on Twitch, period, 24 hours later it couldn't appear on anything else is the hiccup there. Your content is your business. Overly want knowledge of and control over distribution. Right. So as a content creator, Teak, very much want to know exactly where it's going as much as possible. Right. And so that's interesting. So for me, while I do understand the frustrations of needing multiple apps for streaming stuff, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and I understand that people now like, I used to be able to just have Twitch on my phone, and now I need two, and maybe I'm not sure who's where or whatever. Yeah, so actually in this first level, you don't have to really combat much at all. I'm sure you do in the main game because you're like leveling up and you're getting iron and soul, which is why you want to like kill stuff. But in the first level, all you have to do is beat the Wendigo to win. So you can just sort of make the run, get there. I understand the frustration of having the Epic Store and the Steam Store being two different things, and like, I have to open up two different things for my games. I used to have open one app and it was all there. So some sort of aggregate, I think, would be helpful. You know, this is the app. What do you want to stream? And we'll forward you to the thing that has the thing. But on the flip side, I like that. I like that the competition is there, right? And you're talking about the difference between competition of creation and competition of service. And to me, it doesn't bother me. I don't think. Stuff I've already said. I'm gonna get as a downside of revolvers. Crap. That the distributors are making content as well because it adds value to their platform. You know, exclusive content is sort of what I've grown up with, you know. It doesn't mean that it's right or it's good. It's just, you know, it is what I'm used to. There's precedent there. This is a lot of iron. So, you know, games being on a specific platform. And Nintendo makes their own games for their platform. Netflix makes their own stuff for their platform. Disney was a content creator and became were they distributor and content originally as well? They may have done both at the same time, and now they're just doing it in another way. What's happening for me? I would love to hear it, Teak. When we have, you know, like I said, fully understand the frustration, but like, you've got Steam and just Steam, and maybe they've been doing right by you and you're happy with them, but now that Steam and Epic both exist, there is a mechanism in place for both companies to hold each other accountable.
It's currently 3:25 p.m.
Oh, thank you, telephone. When pressed on, the developer said that this exclusivity contract was the only way he was able to get enough funding to build the game he really wanted to play. Right. So let's. Okay, so that's the other question, right, of funding. If I am a content creator, unless I fund it myself, which, like the stream, right? I obviously do. I fund the stream myself. Especially over here on Mixer right now. You guys helped us fund the Twitch stream, but if you guys didn't fund the Twitch stream, I would have to fund the Twitch stream myself. So if I have an idea for a stream, or or let's go a different direction. If I have an idea for a movie, I'm gonna go to a distributor and say, "Will you give me money to make my idea?" And they're gonna say, "Well, yeah, as long as we're the ones distributing it." That's pretty routine. That exclusivity is, so if, someone's like, hey, I want to make this game, we've started making this game, do you want it on your platform? And they're like, yeah, we'll put it on the platform. We'll give you the money to finish your game if we're the only platform you're on. That's pretty normal. I understand, like I said, the original frustrations that we've talked about. I totally get you. That is pretty usual. It's right in the same bucket with art. We can't imagine paying $100 at the time and care and craft user practice is worth. Right. So, let's take this not digital, okay? And actually, I'm going to chat with you guys here for a minute because we had this is a really cool game. And the beta is literally one level, but I like it. And with enough variance, I could see this game being super awesome. And I'll read the rest of your comment here in a second, Teak, but it just spurred an interesting thought. If I paint a literal painting, I cannot physically, it's not physically possible for me to make it available to every museum in the world. I mean, you could put cameras on it and you could digitally show, but you can't. No, you have to decide where it's going to go, and you're going to make that decision based on any number of factors, and one of them could be monetary. If I spent, 150 hours painting this thing, I would like to be able to live, right? Especially if that's the only thing I'm doing, and to be able to live off that. So if I go to Fort Worth Museum of Science and History, and they're like, we'll pay you $100,000 to put it in our museum. Okay, good to know. And then the Fort Worth Modern Art Museum says, we'll pay you $500,000 to put this in our museum. Like, okay, I'm not necessarily a greedy fuck for going the $500,000 route. That made my time more worth it. Now, if I'm making art to make art, I work a job and I'm making art on the side, and I'm acting like a jerk, and there is a line, right? There is a greedy fuck line. But just a thought process there. Games generally do not go up. Yes, the cost of games has declined, and also the value of a game declines. Same with cars, jewelry usually. It's different. So like your car is different from your house, right? Your house is going to increase in value usually, consistently, and perpetually. The cost of your car is going to go down, period. You drive it off the lot, it's worth less than you just paid for it. Every day that ticks by, your car's worth less money. Generally. There are classic cars that are restored that are worth amazing amounts of money, but generally. Same with games. A game is put out, generally, it is worth less and less with each passing day, monetarily speaking. Companies big and small look for opportunities to make up the difference somewhere. I would much rather have exclusivity making a money market to fill that demand than more loot boxes. That's a really good point. There's a lot of nuance. For sure, yeah. Content exclusivity is one of the ways to get more money to creators and developers so they can make the content they want at a price they can afford while also having control over the distribution process. And that's interesting. Right, yeah. And so it's easy to think about, digital distribution makes things a lot easier and a lot more democratic and a lot more competitive. But if you think about it in a physical art kind of way, because remember, even there is a responsibility. So if you as a person or you as a, this is my personal little soapbox here, if you as a person or you as a company have billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Hey, Backstory, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the host. I appreciate it. How's it going? You guys are here at the end of the stream here, but I do want to finish a couple thoughts because this is super interesting. And I'm considering doing a podcast on it now that we've talked about it. And maybe the podcast will literally be everything we just talked about. But it's an interesting topic. If you have billions of dollars, you're a company with billions of dollars, you have perhaps, this is again my personal opinion, more responsibility to do things for the well-being of the general populace. Okay? Maybe you disagree with that, and you're fine to disagree with that. If you think that a private citizen with billions and billions of dollars is a private citizen and they have no reason, there is no compelling reason, you don't need them to do literally anything, that's totally fine. That is more of a philosophical kind of argument. Totally fine. You are a welcome disagreement. But the idea of one company holding the creation and distribution and owning every property, I don't like. I do not have a problem with exclusivity, right? I'm super good, Baxter. I am overcoming an illness. You might still hear it a little bit here, but I'm getting over it. I'm super excited. For content creation, particularly video game content, it is very volatile and fast-moving. So I think that greed gets money because the perception is often you need to capitalize on opportunity was present. Right. So I have also never, ever bought into the idea of, just a little side note, of selling out, like when bands sell out. It's like Green Day, when they started, I'm imagining they put endless hours into touring and recording and their own capital and all of this stuff. And so when a record company comes along, and don't get me wrong, record companies are by and large mostly evil, and says, we'll pay you to do the thing that you love. And they go, thank you. I would love to do that. I would love to not have to sleep in my best friend's van in their driveway so that I can make the art that I like. That is fine. Now, we also touched a little bit on how much say the studio or the distributor has in your content, and that I am less fond of. When they go, okay, we'll put out your content, and we need it out by May, that kind of makes sense to me. We'll pay you to make your content, but you have to include a Coke product. Less happy with that. And okay, we'll pay you to make your product, but you can't swear anymore, like even less, okay, right? So like level of control. And, we've seen games get shortcutted, Dragon Age 2, as a result of like distributor or publisher or studio interference. So that's, right? Like that's, nobody likes that. The one-time multi-million-dollar deal to stream on Mixer or to publish a game exclusive could be a stimulus you need to pay your bills to keep making. Exactly. And also, I love, and this is not the first time that someone has said this. I love the idea of the platform paying the streamer. Mixer bought so-and-so. Actually don't know the specific terms of those agreements. I don't know that really anybody does except the two parties involved. If Mixer is paying a streamer to stream, that's fucking great. That's what I want. Amazon has the money to be able to pay streamers themselves. Microsoft has the money to pay streamers themselves. So if I could make quality content and not have to rely upon you guys, and every bit of donation and bits and embers and subscriptions that you guys do is so unbelievably heartwarming and community building and democratic, and that's amazing. And that the heart and soul of that connectivity and helpfulness is something that makes streaming really special and unique and really cool. But having to rely on that, right? It's like, because they're making money on it. Microsoft and Amazon make money on my content, and you guys pay me, put in money to my content, that part of that goes to them. So if they go, tell you what, we're going to pay you to make the content, and then they'll pay us. The viewers will pay us in some form or fashion, ads, whatever. And then they can also contribute if they want to you. That to me is perfect. That's fantastic. I feel like allowing affiliates to monetize and paying partners, that I think should be the differential. Affiliates and partners, or even streamers and partners, should have the same access to all of the features of both platforms, in my opinion. I feel like partners should be paid directly by Amazon. Partners should be paid directly by Microsoft. And this is somewhat of an unfinished thought, so sort of take it as an unfinished thought. I reserve the right to refine these thoughts and learn more about them as I go along. That's just my initial thought. Anyway, more E points and Mixer levels me up for talking. Right? Okay, so here's what's up. Tomorrow, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to get back into Devil May Cry 5. We're trucking along through Devil May Cry 5. I'm loving that game. It's super awesome and amazing. I'm having a blast with it. West of Dead was super cool, and I love that game, and I'm going to check it out. It's going to be coming to Game Pass, so expect to see more of it. Master Charles, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope you go back and watch it. This one was for you, buddy. Antique, yeah. Oh, God, and I could talk shop for hours. I would love a sit-down. Oh, my God. I would love a sit-down with Haylock Ness and Sneaky Teak, a Twitch partner and a Mixer partner, together in the same room, and let's, talk about shop. Oh, that would be so enlightening. Oh, my God. I might have to pay to fly you guys out or something. That would be... I don't know. That would be a lot of fun. Okay. Love you guys. I've got to go to work. But no Saturday morning retro this week because my mom's getting married this weekend. But we do have a show tomorrow. So join me there. And don't forget to join us on social media. Join us in the Discord. If you guys actually hold up, last thing before I go, I'm going to open up our Discord. It used to be for Twitch subs primarily. And I think that I want to open it up now. To sort of whoever. And I would love you guys to join us in the Gutter Discord if you like. Let's try and build our community more than we have been, and we have a lot of cool changes coming in 2020 I'll tell you guys about soon. We talk a lot about it on our social media, so you can hit us up there. So it's Gutter Nerds everywhere and gutternerds.com. Let's call it a day by hosting someone who I love. And that person who is getting hosted is going to be... okay, so Swift Forerunner's playing Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to take you guys to Swift Forerunner. Have a fantastic day.